When I was in my 20s, I used to love camping in Northern California and Oregon. I always thought I would move up there. Probably actually since I was in my late teens. I used to hitchhike up there even in high school. But there was one spot on the Russian River that I particularly liked. There was a spot where the Russian River would come to a large bend and it stopped up against a cliff and it made into this beautiful little pool. And these are drought years, and so it was not rushing hard, and it was August when I would go. I would go every August. So it's August now, and I think about it still. And the local kids had gone up and they had taken a rope and they had tied it to the top of a sycamore tree that grew from a cliff that extended out over this little pool of water in the Russian River. And you'd jump from the sycamore tree, or if you weren't quite brave enough, you could jump from the cliff. They had it knotted all the way down to the water so they could tell how deep the water was, usually around 8 feet, the water, and to the top of the cliff it was 60 feet. If I remember correctly, up to the highest point of the tree it was 72 or 78 feet. It was high, way over 6 stories high. You had to climb all the way up around the back of this hill, and you didn't even realize you were going to be jumping off a cliff into the water until you got right to the ledge, and suddenly you were looking 6 stories down at all these people who were laying around this little pool of water getting tans and bathing suits, and other jumpers who had gone looking up to see who was going to jump next, and campers who were just coming to be spectators and watch the cliff jumpers. And suddenly you had to make this decision with everyone watching if you're going to jump. It's the first time I ever jumped where you had time on the way down, a second or two, to look around and think, oh, I haven't hit the water yet, and take everything in, and then wonder what you were going to do. You had to wear tennis shoes because of the hike around the back, and also because the water was shallow enough that you were probably going to hit the bottom. It was a crazy thing to do. It was absolutely crazy, and I loved it. I would actually drive back all the way up the entire state of California to do it in August. It was a lot like falling in love. I think, hi, how are you? Look at that dog walking by. It was a lot like falling in love when you came off the edge of the cliff, because when you'd look out the edge of the cliff, there was just this aspect of suddenly, as you were in the air, your stomach coming up into your mouth, your mind kind of being sort of confused and wondering how this all was going to end. Was it going to end poorly, or was it going to end well? And so it gave you time to speculate on whether this was a stupid thing you had done or whether this was a smart thing you had done. People come to me for counsel about love, about relationships, about what they should do. And I'm a jumper, just the truth of the matter. I love the feeling of falling. I love that feeling of what it's like to step off that ledge. I love that feeling of falling down through the air. I love being in love. And so I'm the type of guy who would be standing on the ledge pushing people, saying, jump, jump. You're going to love the experience. You're going to love what it's like. But love is about so much more than just the falling. I mean, I've had love that I looked across the room and suddenly I felt in love. I've had love where I walked in and my breath was taken away in love. I've had love where, as if it was a transcendent moment, I realized, oh, this has gone to love. Love is an expression of our very best selves. But if you miss the falling part of it, the part where you're going down legitimately, and if you miss taking a time to look around, you've missed out on one of the best aspects of love. Today, if you're in a spot in your life and you think, yeah, I don't need love anymore. And I hear people say that to me all the time. In my age bracket, I hear women say things like, yeah, all a man wants from me is a nurse and a purse. Just someone to take care of them. I hear younger people who have been in love say, yeah, I've been there, done that, I don't need the pain anymore. You know, without it, all you have is loss and loneliness. Without it, you miss out on what it's like to step off that ledge, to feel that rush, and to know that there's going to be a joyous expression of the air, of the people waiting, of meeting the water when you hit. It wasn't always the best thing when I hit the water. One time I came home bruised from my feet all the way up to my head from twisting when I hit the water, from jumping off that cliff. And sometimes love can be like that too. But there were also enough memories of jumping off that cliff that I drove back all the way up the state of California just to do it again, to be with that crowd of local kids and to hang out and jump. Love is a wonderful thing. Don't be afraid to jump. Don't be afraid to experience the falling, because the falling part, pretty wonderful part of love. Hey, go fall in love today. Enjoy yourself. Take time to look around while you're falling. Have a great day. You can't be the miracle without falling. Go out and be the miracle today. Enjoy yourself.